Welcome to the Jim Dolan Associates 25th anniversary celebration. Good day today? I think so. I notice a lot of folks have a little more red in the face than they did this morning. Wow. I love to see the smiles. I love to see the plus ones. Some of you the plus threes as the day went along there. Something just doesn't feel right. I feel a little off and I can't figure out what it is. It just feels like I'm too free for some reason. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, come on, you've heard it before. Just feels a little too free. I can't figure out what it might be. Wait a minute. It still feels a little off. Oh, that's about right. Look, you're in for an absolute treat this evening. We're here to celebrate, wow, 25 years. I even have notes because this is how important this night is. I really don't want to screw it up, but I want to be very clear with something because as we've had some discussions over the since last night, this is not a retirement party. Contrary to any celebrations or jumping up and down, Jim's not retiring. He's not retiring. This is simply a celebration of, my goodness, what everyone in the room has done to build this incredible company that has touched so many thousands of folks across the country. And I'm not even exaggerating. If I was exaggerating, I'd say billions, and that's probably still true. The reality is, it's an incredible company, but a special recognition to the gentleman whose name is on the door at this point. And his name is Jim. Speaking of special recognition, I really, sincerely, I promised the folks in the senior marketing consultant meeting this morning about the third poker game that I would make this statement. This is not what happens every week when we travel, okay? I mean, it's a La Quinta next to a Denny's in Kirkland, Missouri. This is not typical, so please do not badger your spouse, friend, partner, whatever on the way home and say, I want to go with you next trip. This isn't what happens. I promise you that. But I also recognize, look, without your flexibility, without your, quite honestly, your sacrifice in allowing that travel, we certainly couldn't have the success we enjoy. So we share in the victories of this company with spouses, with friends, with partners, the plus ones, just as much as we do the folks who are inside the company. So for that, I thank you. And before you leave, it is an absolute 100% must. Even though we're capturing the moments with pictures, I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to sign the Bash at the Beach poster. We thought that'd be just a great piece to have in the office in celebration of 25 years. So at the 50-year mark, we can look back and see how many people are signing it. We're here 25 years. All right. Look, at the risk of your salads getting cold, I want to make sure that we cut salads getting cold. I want to make sure. That's as good as it gets, let me tell you. Salads cold.
I got it.
I want to make sure to minimize the comments this evening, and I want to get straight to the program. But before I do that, I'm going to need some help from the room because there's a bit of a disagreement in our office. I apologize. Hello? Hello? Oh, what? Hold on. Who is this?
Hey, I hope everyone can hear me, John. This is Brian Doyle.
Brian Doyle, the Brian Doyle. Brian Doyle, we're in the middle of something. Why would you be calling this evening?
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Brian. You need money?
Always.
Always. Brian, you know we're celebrating something pretty special. We're celebrating a 25th anniversary tonight.
Hey, Dad, I'm sorry I can't be there tonight, but I wanted to pass along my congratulations. Thanks for teaching me the value of hard work and helping me find a career path that I really am passionate about. You've been an amazing role model, and I'm so blessed to have you as my dad. And congratulations on 25 years of success, and I hope the next 25 are even better. I love you, and I hope tonight is fantastic. Talk to you later.
The best. Hey, Brian. The way you delivered that, you should be a speaker. Call me. All right, where was I? We have a disagreement in the office. Well, yeah, look, the only reason we're Jim Doyle and Associates, the only reason we have such a brand and own, quite honestly, the broadcasting business is because we have been open to change and we continue to push change. And it occurred to me after 25 years, maybe a whole lot doesn't need to be changed. And then I thought about it a little longer and I thought, yeah, maybe there is one change I would make. So what I'd like is a consensus in the room this evening because I had disagreement between Tom and between Pat. So I'd kind of like a vote if we could. I'd like a logo change. I mean, all the big companies do it. I don't understand. So I released this, and lo and behold, there's disagreement at the table when Pat said, I don't know that I like your logo. I said, well, I didn't want to let him down easy. I go, yeah, well, Pat, that's nice, but don't we see how the J kind of has a better spin to it on the top? And then I looked at Tom and I said, Tom, what do you think? Fully trying to get buy-in, and Tom said, well, here's what I think. Shoo-wee. So as we go through the evening, I want a show of hands by the end of this evening. All right. Here's what we're going to do. It's real tough to weave a program into a dinner. So we're going to take some breaks and enjoy our family and friends at the table, catch up, reconnect, and connect for the first time, and just celebrate this moment of 25 years. So while you're getting through the salad and the shrimp, we have a short video presentation. And you've got to turn around. You aren't going to be able to eat the whole evening. How do we get you sideways here? You're going to be fine right there? Should we bring in the lazy boy chair like you told me you sit it with Paula? And... Oh, was that not true? I'm number one still? All right, here's what we should do. Please eat, because if we don't start eating, we're never going to make it. I'm going to shut up, and I want to show you a video. I want to show you a video that I think you'll enjoy. Okay, so here we go. Wow, 25 years. One of the things that I wanted to do here in the building is have something to look at every day when we walk in to remind us of the legacy, the foundation that Jim built that we continue to carry on. Jim Doyle and Associates. A lot of times I say to Jim, did you ever think, did you ever wonder, did you ever imagine? And many times we ask ourselves that same thing. We're always making decisions for the betterment of the business, for the betterment of everyone in the room and for our clients, but at the same time, to be fair, we spend a lot of time making decisions that, in the scheme of things, really don't matter. A lot of you remember the construction hell that we went through. I mean, it was nuts. It was a reality show. These guys were a bunch of clowns that we were paying to do what, I don't know. But I do remember the very discussion we had on all the way down to the color of the wall. If we're going to have this silver bouncing off, does this blue match the silver?
John, Jim's on the phone.
Jim's on the phone. Hold on.
Hi, Jim. Congratulations on 25 years in business, amazing business. Jim Doyle and Associates started 25 years ago this month. How fantastic. What an amazing company you have built. How many people you have touched in a positive way, the industry which you have changed, and you've made us all better. I personally want to thank you for your mentorship and for your friendship. There are so many things that you've done for my career as well as helping me in my personal life. I'm so thankful and so grateful that you have sent me your books that have touched you, you shared with me, that you have shared how you win with working with clients with me and as well as our sales staffs, which has been really terrific. And of course, you've made us all better and you've made us money. And I just want to say thank you so much for that.
Congratulations to you on the 25th anniversary of Jim Doyle and Associates. Of course, in the early days, you were both Jim Doyle and the Associates. Who knew your multiple personality disorder would be so beneficial? But what was truly beneficial was your need to cross that bridge and your belief in the power of local television. Well, the results are in, and over the past 25 years, you have contributed greatly to the success of hundreds of stations, thousands of salespeople, and countless businesses. Pretty impressive for a guy who often forgot where he parked his car. Oh, and that he was married too. I've had the privilege of knowing you before and throughout the life of JDA. You've had a tremendous and positive influence on me too. You were always there when I needed to cross that bridge. Best of luck to you and the people of JDA for a future even brighter than its glorious past. I will close by quoting the great philosopher who said, "Smoke 'em if you got 'em." All the best, my friend.
Hi, Jim. Congratulations on 25 years.
Hey, Jim, congratulations. Hard to believe it's been 25 years.
Yeah, it's, many years have gone by, Jim, and you had a great vision to start off, and hard work, many years of travel, and very successful. And I really, from the heart, thank you for all you've done for us. And now that Carol and I are retired, we hope to see you in Sedona and obviously in Maine. And Jim, if you need a ride up to Presque Isle, they're raising the speed limit, so we could reach that same speed limit we normally travel when we're on 95.
And Jim, all I'd like to say is, again, thank you for everything you've done for us. And who would have thought 25 years ago that Jim Doyle would have become a household name in broadcasting? Best of luck.
Yes, congratulations again.
Oh, my God. The things you do for a guy like Jim Doyle. Jimmy, I just finished running 25 miles. 1 mile for each of the years Doyle and Associates has been in business, helping develop great sales departments. Happy 25th, Jim. I've been blessed to have been able to work with you for more than 20 of those years. And I know you bring a lot more to the table than just training. Your system and your commitment have made so many people better. You've been a catalyst in launching careers. You're creating real bottom line value. I value your professionalism, but more importantly, your friendship. But I'd like to ask you one very important small favor. Please think about retiring. I don't have the energy to run on your 30th anniversary.
Jim, I'm taking time out from my vacation down here in beautiful Oahu to say congratulations on 25 years. Scratching my head, I don't really know how it happened, but man, you always were a great sales guy, and you've been, selling all across the country for years. You got us all bought in. So basically, you're a crack dealer. You gave us a little, and now we can't get enough. So, 25 years, in all honesty, sincerity, you've become a great friend, a great mentor, and someone I really look up to. I wish you the best. I look for many, many more years of a great partnership, and I just want to say I love you. You're a great guy.
Doyle hired me at WLAM. I worked there until he left, and then we split ways until we ended up in Rochester, where we both got fired. And then we split ways, and then in 1998, he hired me. I was working at a runty little station in Southbridge, Mass. Had to kind of supplement my income when he called me up and said he had a job. I took it, and here's what happened next. Okay, so now what happened? It's 18 years later. 2,750 airplane flights, a little over 100 cities, and all to TV stations, which is amazing because before you hired me, I have never been in a TV station working in my life. Money, not bad. Started with 0 after the radio station failures. Now I have a fat savings account. So Doyle, thanks a lot for rescuing me.
On behalf of the Melville family. No. Wait. What is this on behalf of business? 2, 1. 2, 1.
You can't do it.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Oh, is that what I'm supposed to? Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim, from all of us.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you, Jim Doyle.
Thank you.
Jim. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jim.
You ready? It's not that funny. Just say thank you, Jim.
It is funny. I heard you laughing in here.
You ready?
Yes. Wait, no.
3 words. Say thank you, Jim. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
THANKSYOUJIM.
Jim Doyle. From all of us here at the Sheriff's Department, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
19 years ago, a boss gave me this and said, "Hey, Stoos, you like sales stuff, you might want to listen to it." Audio cassette, no less. Not only did it transform my selling career, I had no idea what it was going to do to me as my career progressed. I got to know you 11 years ago, and now I'm the most grateful guy in the world. I have the benefit of working for you. Jim, you not only have transformed my career, but thousands of salespeople all across the country. You've also transformed the industry. You're an icon in what we do, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity, very honored, and I just want to say congratulations, it's well earned.
You know, one of the things that excites me here at Jim Doyle and Associates is growth. We've grown in number, we've grown in business, and as a result, we've grown and made improvements in the building, which I discussed earlier on the entry. But when you see this light, that means we're upstairs in the studio, and I was going to take you upstairs to take a glance, but it looks like we're up there making somebody money. Literally within 90 seconds of getting information, we can go upstairs into the studio. Matt, with his professional shooting skills, can bring it back downstairs, edit it, have it out to our client immediately. And certainly, Doyle on Demand, which has become a staple of
Excuse me. Sorry.
Pardon me. I guess we need a bigger building. Doyle on Demand, which has become a staple here at Jim Doyle and Associates, and we're still trying to figure out what is the point of entry to stations. Is it the upgrade selling initiatives, revenue initiatives? Is it Doyle on Demand? Quite honestly, it really doesn't matter so long as we are in the hearts, the minds, and the wallets of our current clients and the prospects, and we're doing our job in terms of servicing them. So, you know, Jim hardly ever checks in. He may call from a golf course somewhere in the United States or overseas, who knows where he might be. But the reality is he trusts us to do the job on a day-to-day basis. And one of the reasons is he really established the foundation over 25 years here. He left us with this. What must we remember? And what must we remember are 5 things that if we do these things and we keep them true to our heart, that we're going to be just fabulous for all of our clients in our business of service as Jim Doyle and Associates. You know, we were founded June 17th, 1991. Thus, the
Hey,
20...
John, pardon. Jim says you need to return his email now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me put this great book down. Congratulations, Jim, for starting this wonderful company and for the proud legacy you've created over the past 25 years. I worked closely with you as your personal assistant for many years. Probably too many years for you, Jim, I know. Let's not even go there. I learned a lot about you during those years. In my first month, I almost got fired. I learned very quickly, never order pricey, Titleist golf balls. I also learned to get your attention, I had to state my purpose in the very first sentence, preferably in the first 3 words. Otherwise, I'd lose you. I'd get what I call the Jim stare. After a few moments, I'd say, "Did I lose you, Jim?" You'd always say no, looking down at your phone, and we both would laugh. And you learned to care for the naggette, me, and I cared back. Most importantly, I learned what a special human being you are, considerate, generous, caring, and did I say brilliant? Jim, you've changed the lives of all of us here tonight. I'm so grateful for your generosity, thoughtfulness, wisdom, and impeccable integrity. I'm so honored you chose me to work for you and with you. And thanks to you, the JDA tradition continues with many alumni luncheons, which we love. I could not ever express all the joy and love I feel in a 1-minute video. I'm sending a big hello from Ratso and hugs and kisses from me.
Hello, Jim. What would happen, and it's probably happened already, you know, if somebody came in and did a timeout call on Jim Doyle and Associates, specifically you. If we looked at the current situation, the first thing that they would see is a loving husband and father. The second thing that they would see is a person that cares about other people and does everything he can to try to help them get to the next level. Third would be you've built a company that has survived 25 years. And more important than that, what you've done is you've helped thousands of businesses grow, and you've probably kept a lot of people in business. You've also mentored and been a friend to a lot of us in this room, and for that, we're all thankful. So that's the current situation. The next 3 things that you should be looking at, what are the 3 things? Well, number 1, you should relax, enjoy, and reflect. If we go to a recommended strategy, I would do that again. Relax, enjoy, and reflect. And the last thing that I would say is don't forget some of the terms that we'll probably never forget. I mean, are any of us ever going to forget what the glasses mean? How about terms like eating a frog in the morning, antelope meetings? Speaking of meetings, do you remember when we used to have budget meetings in your living room? How about the cigar talks by your pool? Those are memories that a lot of us will never forget, but more importantly, the memory I think we're all going to have of you, Jim, and it's not like, you know, we're doing an Irish wake here or anything like that, is just the way that you've treated us and led our company to be successful to the way it is today. And I just want to say happy 25, and we wish you 25 more. But remember, enjoy, reflect, and relax.
Hello to the Republic of Doyle. I'm Carolyn Wilkins, NAB retiree and new master of the paddle boat. I know this isn't a paddle boat, but we're getting ready to go down to the bay. I wanted to take this opportunity to say to you, Jim, congratulations on this new benchmark. Your friendship and advice has meant so much to me over the years. I miss you and I love you. Bye, Jim.
Jim, from your many friends at Gray Television, congratulations on 25 years of service to the television industry. Thanks for making our salespeople and our stations better. I know you're as comfortable receiving these accolades as I am creating this video for you. But this is what happens when you've reached icon status. It may not have been what you set out to do, but Jim Doyle Associates is now the gold standard of sales training. You developed a sales methodology and created an organization of professionals that will endure for years to come. I visit stations every day who say, "We use the Doyle method," or "All of our salespeople have been Doyle trained," or "I read Jim Doyle's books." Doyle, Doyle, Doyle. Sorry, my friend, but you're definitely an icon now. Keep up the good work, and I wish you many more years of success.
Wow, 25 years. The original name was Top Performance Selling. The roots of JDA go back a lot further than that. Before I met Jim in '78. How many years ago was that? Never mind, facts tell, but stories sell. I met Jim at a broadcast sales seminar in Maine, which he taught. Don was in that class too. By '85, I was in New Hampshire, met Jeanette, a pioneering cable sales rep, and was working at WMUR-TV, one of Jim's first clients 25 years ago. But the main story is Jim and his generosity and dedication to others as a teacher and mentor. For 16 years, I looked forward to coming to work every day because there was never a dull moment. Jim, thank you from the bottom of my heart for including me in your wonderful adventure.
Hey, Jim, this is Velvet Elvis. Want to congratulate you on 25 years of Jim Doyle and Associates. I feel like I've been with you since the beginning. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to coming to visit you in Sedona real soon. Thank you very much.
You know, look at that. Everybody is out. We've got 9 folks out on that Tuesday. A ton. Look at the impact we're going to have across the country in just that one day. That's pretty cool. You know, the thing that strikes me as interesting here at the Jim Doyle and Associates World Headquarters, even though Jim is across country, he relies on us to keep business moving. In fact, it's like, what is it? It's like 4:45 on a Friday, and people, they're still working. And this door's shut over. Let's just check in. I bet they're on a conference call. Let's check this out and see who they're working with right now. Let's find out who they're talking to. See them in action. Tom?
Yes. Mullet, right off of buoy number 17. Fought about 10-15 minutes, so.
Yeah. Live shrimp, fake?
No, I use live shrimp, not
Circle hook, I hope?
Circle hook, always. Is it? Oh, hey, John.
Hey.
So the restoration company really liked the idea you helped me with, and I'm going to recommend they do bookends. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
Right, cool,
Call the
excellent.
station, lock it down.
Hey, John, good to see you, man.
Way to go.
Jim, I want to wish you and your company a very hearty congratulations on your 25th anniversary. You know, Jim, I can honestly say that I've never met anyone in my life whose name is a noun, a verb, and an adjective. And by that I mean that I've heard things about how, I know my friend Jim Doyle, okay, so that's a noun. There are also renowned Doyle presentations, so that's an adjective. And then I've actually heard some of our salespeople come back and say, we just Doyled the client. Verb. That's very impressive, Jim. And I will say one last thing, that Jim, having walked with you through the halls of the NAB Small Market and other meetings, I've always been amazed by the people who know you. And I'll never forget the time I got to introduce you at a meeting when I said that Jim is so well known that if he went to see the Pope in Vatican Square, they'd walk out and all the people would be pointing and looking and saying, "Who's that guy in the white robe standing next to Jim Doyle?" Anyway, from all of us at Raycom, we thank you for your many years of service and partnership to our company, and we wish you and your company all the best.
I went to work for Jim at the end of the last century. How's that? Oh, we had 3 of us, Jim at home, Elizabeth at her house off the quay, mine was on Siesta Key, and great view, and we worked incredibly hard. But we also had a lot of fun. We worked with a fax machine, the telephone, the postal service, and UPS. There was no Google, no Facebook, no internet. Amazing that we survived. But we did, and in the course of the years that I worked for Jim, we pulled together some of the nicest, hardworking people I've ever met. The consultants on the road, the people in the office, we built a huge team, and we had a lot of laughs in the process as well as working very hard. One of my memories is of our events when we got together and exchanged gifts, and since Jim had everything, I never knew what to get him. So he had a lot of pictures of me. What a lucky guy. So someday somebody will look through his things and think, who was that white-haired woman, for crying out loud? And whenever I'm having a cup of coffee, I'm reminded that I used to work for Jim Doyle and Associates. Thanks for a great ride.
I learned a lot from Jim Doyle. We were together at WCSH in Portland, Dave Melville as well. Jim was the sales manager. I was the news director. One day he took me along to a sales call on the marketing guy for the big grocery chain, and I learned two things. I was driving, and as we went across the bridge, somebody wasn't moving, and I honked my horn, and Jim turned to me and said, "Jeff, in Maine, we don't honk the horn." Then we got to the call, and I was doing my pitch as the news guy for whatever it was Jim was seeking a sponsorship for. And I kept talking and talking, and Jim said, at one point, "Jeff, you can stop talking." He said, "Okay." I learned then how to know when the sale was complete and to shut up and get out. It served me well later in a lot of ways. It's great knowing you, Jim, and the whole team, and lots of good luck for the next 25 years.
We're here celebrating Jim Doyle's longevity. Oh no, we're celebrating his great work over many years. That's it. Anyway, Jim, before I say thanks a lot, I wanted to just ask about the glasses in the water. You know, when I do it, I just get the sense that it sort of gets a client's office a little wet. I guess it's all for effect. Anyway, Jim, I wanted to say congratulations, and I wanted to say thanks, because there's many things that you've been able to teach our associates. One of those, most important, ask for the business. It was you and your team that go out and say, you got to understand what kind of budget you can ask for, because you have to understand their businesses. And when you do, you feel confident asking for the business. It's helped many of our team go in and fight for and get great uplifts in budgets. So for the great work you've done for the industry, the great work you've done for first Charter Media, now Spectrum Reach, I say thanks so much, and here's to you and your great team. Congratulations, Jim.
Live from the headquarters of the World Super Bowl champs, Denver Broncos. Woohoo! I just want to congratulate another world champion, Jim Doyle. Congratulations on 25 years in business. I've been privileged to be a part of your team, and I thank you for the great leadership you've shown us all, and certainly opportunity to work with all the team members at Jim Doyle and Associates. Go Team Doyle. 3 cheers for 25 more great years. Woohoo! Champions.
Hey, Jim. I hear it's your anniversary. Happy anniversary. Please light, please light. Jim, I can't believe I've carried these tapes around for 25 years. It's just absolutely amazing that 25 years has gone by as quickly as it has. So the cool thing about these tapes is if I were to pop them into a cassette player right now, 99% of what you share and what you teach on these tapes would be true today. And it's just so amazing that you've been the evangelist and the leader in new business development for TV stations, as well as helping local businesses grow and thrive for 25 years. So Jim, thank you so much. We love you. Happy anniversary.
When Jim said it's time for me to move upstairs in the man cave, I was real hesitant, quite honestly, because this is where all the action had taken place for all those years. And approaching 25 years, there's a lot of pain and separation that you would come in and take somebody's office where they had built the business. Now, certainly we hadn't been in this building for 25 years, but for the majority of the business, this is where everything happened, and it was the core to Jim building right here. So it's been good luck so far. Jim, thank you for the good luck that you've left here in the office. We've closed a little bit of business and we've grown just a tad. But I still am very, very tentative when I walk up those steps every day to come up here to understand the responsibility that comes with running Jim Doyle and Associates. And while at one point it was, how do you follow Sinatra? In no way, shape, or form do I think I'm following Sinatra. I'm not following Sinatra. I'm still learning from Sinatra because Sinatra hasn't left. Hello?
Hi, Don.
Oh, who is this?
Hi, this is Cassie Doyle. How are you?
Cassie Doyle, how are you? Oh my goodness, do you know You've caught me right in the middle of a 25th anniversary celebration. What's shaking? Why are you calling?
Well, I heard you were honoring my dad or something lame like that.
Your jokes are much funnier than your dad's, trust me.
I've been trying to tell him that.
Well, what would you...
But I did want to call and give my 2 cents as well. And I like to think of 1991 as the best year of Jim Doyle's life, since not only did he start Jim Doyle and Associates that year, but he also learned that he was expecting a beautiful baby girl. And I can promise you that he's done just as good of a job raising me as he has building this company. And I think you all probably know my dad well enough as a boss or a mentor or a friend to know that he is an even better dad than all of those things. I've always said that he's such a good person that it's hard to get mad at him, even if you want to, which is a sentiment I bet some of you have felt before.
Oh, we can get mad.
But really everything that I've learned about patience and kindness and charity, I've learned from my dad. He ingrained in us that to whom much is given, much is expected, which truly has formed the basis of my friendship, my political beliefs, my overall outlook on life. And I've learned from him, from watching him, that being kind doesn't mean being weak, and that you don't have to make enemies to rise to the top. I've always known that my dad is a great dad, but it's been fun as I've gotten older to experience him in other ways, as a great role model, as a philanthropist, as my own financial advisor and therapist. A few weeks ago, I called my dad stressing about my job, and he said calmly, do you want advice, or do you just want me to listen? That's a classic Jim Doyle line. And I've been able to see that he's a great boss, which I didn't truly realize until I had my own horrible bosses. You guys are lucky. You guys are really lucky, but I'm really the luckiest of all to get to have one as my dad. And I'm not certain of who else is in the room right now, but I do want to also say hello and say thank you to some of you whom I've known forever, since Jim Doyle and Associates and I really did grow up together. Elizabeth and Jeanette were a constant source of entertainment, and Christine kept our lives together. Don Fitzgibbons was a constant source of weird.
He looks confused. He doesn't know if that's a compliment or an insult.
We'll call him A, we'll call him B. And John, from everything my dad tells me, it sounds like you're doing a really great job, which you better be, because I still have some shares in the company.
Boy, the apple doesn't fall from the tree here, does it?
And Dad, I hope you haven't gone through too many tissue boxes tonight, because I can think of hundreds of more people who would call to do this for you. I mean, I can't wait to be a boss and to be a parent if I'll be able to fulfill those roles as well as you have. But don't hold your breath for any more grandchildren.
That is a great.
And that's all I've got. I hope mine was better than Brian.
Cassie, you are the absolute best, and as I said to Brian when he called earlier, give me a call. You should be a speaker. You're missing the boat here. There's not a dry eye here from all the dads that are sitting in the audience that only hope that one day that we have daughters as mature and as grateful as you have expressed this evening. So thank you so much for the call.
Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you. Okay, full disclosure. I pride myself on being in control and thinking of everything. And we're walking down here this evening, and Bridget said, "So are Jim's kids going to be here?" Oh, shh. So we had to pry the phone. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Christine, for going behind Jim's back, prying the phone, getting phone numbers. I called the kids out here in the hallway. Brian called me back and said, "I'm free all night. I want to do this. I want to call. Thank you for that." Cassie, I had to leave an extended voicemail, and then she called me 5 minutes later and said, "I'm sorry for screening you. I thought you were from Hillary Clinton's campaign trying to collect money that I don't have." True. All right. Wow. That video, touching, right? We wouldn't have that opportunity were it not for Matt Snelson. Everyone knows Matt. You know, here's the deal. I've spent my life in broadcasting and in radio and television and running TV stations. And Tuesday night, of course, Bridget was snoring asleep next to me. I'll pay for that later. My apologies. And I've got my laptop on with the headphones because at 11 o'clock I'm watching the video, and I can't get over it. The video is just fabulous, but I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, this guy, he executed the vision. He only made one mistake in the whole thing. I've never met anyone in production who was that capable. So, Matt, thank you. You've cemented, by the way, you've cemented a memory we're going to have for a long time, and we'll be able to get all of this stuff out to you if you guys would like to see it another time and hold on to it. The evening certainly would not be possible without Sue. 25 years from now, Sue, people are going to talk about Sue and John the way they talk about Christine and Jim because you aren't going to retire. That's not happening. Also, Tom was the eyes. Tom's also a part of the comedy writing routine that helped me out this evening. The logos were his idea, but still, I think when you vote, we obviously know the J looks better than the T in the logo. Elaine sent an email and said, I've been thinking about this. Why don't you get a life-size stand-up of Jim Doyle? And I said, good God, I just got him out of my head. Now I got to have him stand around and look at me? Well, that was a pretty expensive gag that I had to pull there, but we've used him otherwise, and we'll continue to use Jim Doyle when he's... You'll get your turn. Shh. Robin, Renna, Len, Pat, everybody jumped in to make this event this evening possible, and it's real hard to keep a secret on things, especially when the knucklehead running the company walks through the hallways, forgetting Jim's in the building, going, "Hey, did we get a video from so-and-so? Are we done with the anniversary video? Or we got..." And everyone's going, "Shh, what? Well, I forgot he was there, right?" It occurred to me that Jim, no matter where Jim is, it could be a golf course, it could be Sedona, it could be Portland, Maine, it could be wherever. Because he is a hard charger, driving a personality, I thought, my goodness, let's embrace the strength. So Jim, if you would do me the honor of stepping up and trying out your new director's chair. And just having a seat, because I want you to feel comfortable as though we are encouraging you to direct and share from wherever you are. Actually, before you sit, can you turn that around real quickly, because I love branding. Now, if you could just have a seat for a second. Let's see how that looks on you. Yeah, good thing I got the wide one. Yeah, that's excellent. You didn't know this was the roast, did you? It occurred to me, because I've been married once. It occurred to me after that snoring comment. At least I've been married, Ann. Anyway, don't mess with the guy with the mic. Let's just go to... I still like it. We'll talk. It occurred to me that if we give Jim the director's chair and he's traveling around, that might be an issue, because he may not know where to draw the line. So to be fair, Sue, can I get your help here? Paula, can you step forward for me for just a second? we likewise saw fit to get Paula a director's chair, so Jim knows where to draw the line. And so, I don't know, but from where I'm from, the one who sits highest in the chair is in control for the majority of the time. So, well, actually you can. Jim, I'll call you back up in a minute. Sorry. I forgot. Sue, we had something for Paula for playing along. My apologies, I forgot. The night's moving so fast on me, it just slipped away. Thank you. I'm letting it grow out. I've got some highlights. Yeah, I forgot for Paula. Thank you for playing along. Don't be offended, Jim. I'm sure Paula will share if you're upset. All right. Can I ask, because I know there are some folks in this room who've been JDAers for 25 years. Who are those folks? Can you stand up for me? Don? 18? What defines, what do you had to marry into the family? What, you've been around for, how many 20 years in the room? Do we have 20 years? Keep standing. Do we have 15? Do we have 10? Love it. How about if you would, all you folks just come forward to the front of the room here, if you would. And Jim, would you like to step on back up, and maybe you can join these folks at the front of the room? 10 and more. 10 and more. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Holy cow. Actually, you're probably going to want to go in front of the, to stay out of the light. That's a presenter's trick. You don't stand in the... Oh. All right, full disclosure, Don didn't want to do a video. He wanted to do a 20-minute discussion this evening, so he did the video. That is fabulous. Tom, I think you have something.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Jim, on behalf of all of us, it's a great honor to be able to, at this point in the evening, present you with a gift. It's a unique gift because you don't get to take it with you. But it is a gift that is deserving of someone who, you heard the word many times in the video, is iconic. And for a guy who built a company on a foundation, and it's on the wall at our offices, built on love, I'm honored to present you this gift with love from all of us. And I wrapped it myself.
Nice job. Darlene wasn't around.
You don't get to take that because we will so proudly display that at World Headquarters.
Let's go on the outside front door when you walk in.
Put this out of stone, we'd be done. You get what initials you wanted. Looks like that's where they ordered it.
I know.
So, now comes maybe the best part of the evening. Family, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Doyle.
I think I'm the last thing between this night and the tiki bar, so you have to know what your timing is on this. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but there was a lot of imagery going on here. I thought at one point Hannon was going to call me up to speak right at sunset. It's like 8:35. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. It's like the sun's going down, and here's Jim. It's like, no, I don't like this. There are probably days that you remember all your life. The days the kids were born, the day I married Paula, the day I met Don Fitzgibbons. And tonight for sure. Just a night that I will treasure and remember for every minute of my life. As I think about what goes on in a night like this, I think about three words, and it came out so much in the videos today. And the first word, which is a word that we really need to focus on a lot, is clients. I used to always joke when we were having a bad day that this would be a great business without customers. It would be like, it would be a lot more fun. We didn't really have to get on an airplane, and they still paid us to do this. But we've had some just amazing, amazing clients. From the very first people, Pete and Carol Kozlowski, you saw in that video, hired me in the first month I was in business, to folks that we've had relationships with for almost all of that 25 years. And when you think about what a client, it's pretty amazing when you think about that they entrust their people to work with us. And that's really a pretty incredible compliment. But it's not just the companies. It just blows me away when I think about the AEs that y'all have helped. And you've been so generous in the way that you help it. And it's so cool, to get a picture from an AE of a new car, and she calls it her upgrade car. And I had an AE who used to send me pictures of her cottage every year. She called it her upgrade cottage. And I had a manager the other day who told me he was working with one of our senior consultant teams, and he said, that person, that he talked about an AE who was in his first year in the business, and he said, because he was working with, and he named one of our consultants, he said, that guy got his swagger. He really got the confidence that he had. And then the businesses that we have, helped. There are thousands of businesses around America that you guys help every single year. And, we keep score on how much money we wrote for the business. Someday it would be fun to keep score on what an impact we've had on different companies, because you guys know the stories as well as I do. But somebody did ask me last night, they said, how do you get to be a sales trainer? So I probably should share that story just quickly. There's like two answers. And answer number one is I've always wanted to do this. And, that's why even in the 70s when I would hire somebody like Don, I'd call other people, and that's Elizabeth came to that session. And I was always doing that. But the second answer is also true. I was part of a radio station partnership. And basically what happened is the format change didn't work. The partnership blew up. I lost $1 million, and you too can be a sales trainer. And and both answers are literally true. So that's why you become so grateful for those first clients. One of the other stories I think that isn't sort of known or widely known is that we have 40 people in this room tonight, and we have a completely accidental business model. Totally and completely an accident. I had done training, 2-day training, in our second year in business for WCSH, my old company back in Portland. And at the end of the training, the general manager, Lou Colby, said, and we were doing this in October, and he said, I really want to make this training stick. I want to do something more than just a seminar. At that moment, I had no dates booked for November. I had no dates booked for December. 0. So I said, I have an idea. Why don't I come back to the market and I'll make sales calls? And literally, that turned into a nice chunk of money. Because it turned into a nice chunk of money, Larry Gilpin, who was Elizabeth's boss at that time in Manchester, said, hey, I want to do that. And we wrote $300,000 or $400,000 for Larry Gilpin in Manchester. And 2 weeks after that, I was describing all this to Pierre Bouvard, who was president of Arbitron, a real good friend of mine. Pierre said, Jim, be the upgrade guy, don't be a sales trainer. And from that time on, we started to be, focused on developing revenue. And now this year, how many, 4,500, 5,000 sales calls, $45 million of revenue that we'll write in digital and TV? I got to get that right. John told us this morning. It's digital and TV. Not TV and digital, because, we got to be hip now. Yeah. Which I'm hoping not to do much of. And second word that I think about is people. I don't know if you ever know the name Charlie Plum. Charlie Plum was a POW in Vietnam, shot down, fighter pilot who was shot down. And as he came back and then began a career as a speaker, and one day he's having dinner with his wife in a restaurant in Omaha, Nebraska, and the guy comes over to his table and says, "You're Plum." The guy said, "Yeah." He said, "How do I know you?" He said, "I was stationed at the same base that you were at." He said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, I was the guy who packed your parachute." And Charlie Plum built a whole story about that called Who Packs Your Parachute? And what I know for sure is that if there's a lie that is perpetrated anywhere, it's this idea that anybody is a self-made anything. We're a function of the people that we've gotten to know, the people we've been privileged to learn from, and the people we've gotten to work for. I can tell you who packed my parachute because a whole lot of you are in this room. And there's a whole lot that I don't even know. People I've learned from, ideas that I've stolen, and to have a group like this who every single day works to do a great job for our clients that's the reason that we have 25 years. That's the reason that we've been successful. And the last word is service. Because God, we are a service business. We serve. And if we've been successful, it's because we've done that really, really well. And I think we have done that really, really well. When you look at the over and above work that goes on every night, the emails that get exchanged 9, 10 o'clock at night when an AE in some godforsaken part of America needs help on a presentation for some shitty client they're going to the next day. Oh, I'm sorry. And, within a 15-minute period of time, they're hearing back from 2 or 3 of you, here's an idea that worked in this town, here's something that worked in that town, and they're going out the next day and closing a piece of business. We are a service business, and the more you serve, the more you get back. One of my absolute favorite quotes is my friend Roxanne Emmerich, who spoke at boot camp, says, "Life gives to the givers and takes from the takers. The universe has a perfect accounting system." Life gives to the givers and takes from the takers. The universe has a perfect accounting system. If we celebrate, how many, when will it be? 10 more years, our 35th anniversary, it will because the folks in this room continue to honor what you've done for the last 25, many of you, last 10, last 5, which is really to give. I can't leave the mic tonight without thanking some people specifically. We would not have, as I've said numbers of times, every time I get the opportunity, we would not have the company we had today if it wasn't for Elizabeth, my buddy, my best friend. the person who perfected the sales call model, and the first guy who ever went out and made sales calls on our behalf was Don, that was pretty amazing. I think all of the other people who were in that seminar in 1978, we weren't able to hire because they didn't pass the drug test or something, but I can't remember exactly these two. We were a little unsure about Don, we have a leadership group here in Sarasota, and I think I told Paula a couple of weeks ago that virtually every single day there's something that goes on that makes me realize what an extraordinary choice John has been to lead our company for the next 25 years. And so I really feel blessed that he's in my life, but I feel blessed that every single one of you is in my life, and I'm so grateful for a wonderful evening. Thank you all. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you all.
What do I say? I'm going to say nothing. How about we go to a video? Then after the video, we're going to have a group picture, and everyone's going to sign a bash at the beach, and we're going to go to bed full in stomach and full in heart. Cool? And the people said.
Jim Doyle, the Jim Doyle. Oh my God, yes, of course we've heard of Jim Doyle.
Jim Doyle is very good looking.
Happy anniversary, Jim. You know.
Jim, happy 25th and many, many more.
Fantastic.
Keep up the good
great
work.
job. Great job.
Folks.
Thank
What kind
you.
of things does he do exactly to help people?
Jim Doyle, what a guy. Must be his real estate, is that correct?
Well, I don't know who this Jim Doyle is, and I've been accosted by these two lovely ladies, and I'm not about to say no to two lovely ladies. So, Jim, it's your 25th anniversary. I want to wish you all the best and all the luck, and someday if I ever meet you, you can shake my hand and I can shake yours. Okay? Nice to know you.
Bravo, Jim. Bravo for making it through that era and to be giving back the way that you're giving back right now.
We feel the very same way. You know, you might have a twin. We call that a doppelganger at our company. His name's Perry Kapeloff. Say hey to Perry.
Hey, Perry.
Congratulations, Jim Doyle and Associates, on 25 great years in the TV business. I happen to know a little something about that, too.
Wish him a happy 25th, first and foremost.
I don't know, Jim. Jim Beam, affaire de Jim Beam.
He's heard of Jim Beam.
Jim Doyle, félicitations et bonne continuation.
I think that Chester would like to tell Jim how grateful he is for all the areas in Sarasota where dogs are allowed.
Congratulations, Jim Doyle. Congrats, 25 years. That's great.
I'd say just keep supporting the community and keep inviting me to all your anniversary parties, and we're going to be great.
Yes, I know Jim.
Everybody knows Jim Doyle.
Wow. He's such a good-looking man.
Such a very famous. He's excellent. Yeah, that is great. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Jim. Happy anniversary to you, and many, many more. Okay.
Okay, what can I tell you about Jim Doyle? Well, he has great taste in cigars, friends, partners. In fact, he's been such a great partner recently that I don't know if I'm unemployed or semi-retired. He's also a phenomenal teacher in so many different ways, and he's also somebody that I've enjoyed a lot of embarrassing, fun, tin cup-esque rounds of golf with. But above all, Jim, Curly, and I are so blessed to have known you and been your partner for 20 years, and I hope there's 20 more.
What a great book. You know, 25 years, Jim, congratulations. But if I would have had this book 18 years ago, I would have saved myself $700,000 that I've paid you. My favorite memory, though, Jim, that I keep on my desk is you picking up the tab.
25 years, that's hard to believe. It's also hard to believe that I've known you nearly that entire time, Jim. Thank you for the sales training that you provided to me at 2 different television stations. Thank you for the services that you continue to provide the Missouri Broadcasters Association today. And also thank you for allowing me to be your guest at the Sales Managers Boot Camp earlier this year. When I hear your name, I think of a variety of things. I think of upgrade selling. I still have the original cassette series that you had back in the 90s. Now I don't have a cassette player to play the series on, but I still have the original tapes. I think of the fact of the Peter Drucker quote you used all the time, that I still use today. Concentration is the key to economic success. I also am reminded of you presenting at our 2014 convention. And I think of our conversations we've had about great leaders, and the fact that in some cases in this wonderful industry we get to work in, there aren't great leaders. I think of the fact of the matter, you are a great leader to your company because you treat everyone with dignity and respect. Thank you, Jim, for all you've done for me, and congratulations to you and your team for 25 years of service.
In the background, you can just barely see the lights of Kuwait City. That's where I'm at right now as I'm recording you this congratulatory video. 25 years, my friend, that's terrific, it's extraordinary, and I'm delighted for you. You know, in this business, you're not one of the good guys, you're one of the great guys. And I don't just say that because of the celebration, but because you're a heck of a performer with a deep expertise in an area that people really will pay for and need, and you deliver it well. You're a good guy too. I always enjoy seeing you. You've got a great attitude, you're a people person, and it's always a pleasure to work with you. So, from Kuwait City, an exotic worldly location, to an exotic worldly guy, I'm sending my best regards, my congratulations, and my warm wishes. I love you, my friend.
Hey Jim, I don't go back with you as far as a lot of people, but I do go back with you a ways now. I first learned about Jim Doyle and Associates from Jim Tazarak. I used to subscribe to Taz's newsletter, Quota Busters, and one day he wrote that if you want to know about the automobile industry, you need to read Auto Revenue Insights by this guy named Jim Doyle. So I emailed, subscribed, wound up buying a bunch of CDs, wound up signing up for the Achiever Circle program, did that for about 6 or 7 years, and lo and behold, one day I was a senior consultant with Jim Doyle and Associates. It has been a blast. Somehow I have managed to squeeze 7 years out of this gig, and I want to squeeze a lot more than that. You have built something tremendous, admired by TV people all across the United States, markets big and small. And I want to close this by telling a story of a conversation you and I had when you were interviewing me. And I know you deny this conversation ever took place, but I know it did, and I want to immortalize this on video. I interviewed with you several times, you and Tom Ray, on the phone. We had been talking for a long time, and one day you said, all right, we're interested in hiring you, but we want you to come out to Sarasota and visit us because we want to make sure that you are not physically repulsive. So I got on a plane and I flew to Sarasota, and you hired me. And I take that as proof that I am not physically repulsive. So Jim, thank you for that. Thank you for everything. Congratulations on 25 great years. Here's to many more. Take care.
Wow, Jim, I can't believe it's 25 years. I remember in the early 90s when you came to KPDX and you were trying to get stations signed up. And at the time, we didn't sign up. But I was just the LSM at that time. And when I was promoted to GSM, I believe, is when I first drank the Doyle Kool-Aid. And that Kool-Aid has been very good to me, Jim. thank you very much for being a friend and a mentor. And I wish you another healthy and happy 25 years. God bless.
Hi Jim, it's Rob Faust from West Virginia wishing you a happy 25th anniversary. It doesn't seem like that long ago that we met in Ohio for the very first time. We snuck around hotel rooms and had a lot of fun over the years, and I wish you nothing but the best as you enjoy all that warm weather down there in Florida.
Congratulations on 25 years of Jim Doyle and Associates. I wanted to thank you so much for being a big part of our company's success over the last 15 years, you and all of your team. I also want to wish you continued success going forward. You've left the company in wonderful hands with John Hannon and Tom Ray, and we're excited about the future and looking forward to continuing with our relationship for a long time to come. Congratulations. Thanks.
Jim, I wanted to take this special occasion to say something, but not being one who likes to be in front of a camera very much, I thought about giving you a note, since my writing tends to be a lot better than my speaking. But then I said, no, Jim would want me to get out of my comfort zone, so here I am. Anyway, I hope that over the years I've expressed to you the extreme respect and love that I have for you, both as a person and a businessman. Your caring and generosity go way beyond measure. And every time I read or see something that professes how the more you give, the more is returned back to you, a picture of you automatically pops into my head every time. You're such a special person, and I'm so happy that you found your soulmate in Paula, so that now as you begin to slow down business-wise, because we all know you're never going to retire, you'll have your best friend to share with you all those new adventures waiting around the corner. No one deserves that total happiness more. I love you.
Hi Jim, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate working at Jim Doyle and Associates and getting to know you. You are a wonderful person. You're so generous in spirit. You've not only shared your life story with us, which is quite inspirational, but also the success of this company, which is just a wonderful thing. Anyway, as Elaine would say, it's been a privilege. Thank you very much.
Wow, Jim, congratulations on your 25th anniversary as founder of Jim Doyle and Associates. I am truly honored and blessed to be a part of the Jim Doyle and Associates family. Embrace your evening and enjoy.
Hi, Jim. I may be the newest member of the JDA family, but that doesn't mean I haven't gotten to know you over the years. I had no idea 15 years or so ago when you came into Waters Video for some editing that I would be an employee of your company. Even though I have been here less than 6 months, I've always felt that I have been an extension to the JDA family. And Jim, even though you're a Red Sox fan, you have always been a pleasure to work with, and I value the advice that you have given me over the years. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to work for your company, and I look forward to the next 25 years and beyond. Congratulations on this great achievement, Jim.
I met Jim, I guess, 10 years ago roughly. I wish I'd have met him 20 years ago. I think, I ran Gray Television for 18 years before I retired for a short period of time. And I think I learned one thing that I probably did wrong that I'd like to do over would be to spend more emphasis on sales and marketing. But once again, I want to thank Jim Doyle. Like I said, he's been a good friend. I would hire him in any station I ever had to come in and do stuff like this.
Find more.
Yeah. he doesn't do all this himself that often. I mean, I think it's you're lucky to have him come in and spend a day and a half with you like this. And like I said, he's the best at what he does, and I'm glad to be associated with him. Hope you are. Thank you, everybody.
Hey Jim, Ron Westrick here in Fargo, North Dakota, saying thank you and happy anniversary. It's been a long time. We've been together for a long time. We seem to have purchased a lot of your success along the way. I don't know if that means anything or not, but we've got some old stuff, we've got some new stuff, and we're happy to use it at all times because, truthfully, Jim, no baloney, you saved my career. Your system works. You bought us lunches for hitting 3 million mark, a 4 million mark. We're over 5. I didn't even call you. We're pushing 6 and 7, and things are going great. But happy anniversary to all of you and the group down at Jim Doyle headquarters, worldwide headquarters. But thank you again for all of your help, guidance. It's simple, and you're not quite Dr. Phil as far as product and merchandise yet, but, just let us know. I still have books at home, so happy anniversary. Hope you had a great time.
Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Jim.
Morning, Jim. Hey, my man, what's happening, Jim? Good afternoon, sir. Have a great one.
Sue, watch out. Jim's on his email. I just gotta can you.
You know, I don't know about that. That's a pretty good point. Actually, here, let me look it up real quickly. Hold on. Jim, you mind if I get on the keyboard?
Okay, so that's what we'll do then, all right? Elaine, you'll call the station. Sue, you'll send the email. Everyone good?
Yep, good.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
Jim?
Oh, that's not okay.
Wow, Jim, 25 years and counting. Congratulations. I could never have dreamed when my LSM du jour at WGCL said they were sending me up to an automotive training with Jim Doyle that I would eventually be working with you. While I don't recall all the tips and techniques from 2002, I do remember leaving feeling like I finally had gotten some real insight into how to sell TV advertising. Digital wasn't even on the radar at that point. And energized to go back out and keep trying even when all the chaos at that station just continued to go on. When I was at NRS, it was a love-hate thing when I heard the station did both NRS and JDA. Love because I knew that if the AEs would migrate my closes using your methodology, they would get better results. Hate, actually, that's too strong a word, more like frustration, as they loved working with you and the senior consultants at JDA while they couldn't stand our process. Thank you, Jim, for believing in me and supporting me over the last 6 years, and for many more to come. Best wishes to you on this momentous occasion.
Jim, how many stories are out there of people's lives you positively impacted? So many you'll never even know about. So here's just one story, mine. I joined Jim Doyle & Associates in December of 2011, but your profound impact on my life and career started well before. It was 1997 and I was just rejoining the working world after being a stay-at-home mom. I got a job at Comcast as an AE in ad sales. Green? I didn't even know what an ad insertion was, but I knew I was going to sell them. Then luck struck. I had the extreme fortune of meeting you, sales trainer extraordinaire. It changed my world. I embraced everything about the upgrade selling strategies and went into a lucrative selling and management career with individual and team recognition. Jim, there are thousands of me's out there. People whose lives were touched by you, your expertise, your charisma, your pizzazz, and their careers were forever changed for the better because of you. Now take that one step further and imagine the uncountable number of small to medium-sized businesses impacted, their owners, their families, their communities. Wow! Now, November 2010, I got a surprise call from you, and now I get to work with you in the most amazing industry in the world, where the people are amazingly smart, funny, and talented. You didn't remember me when we spoke that November, but I sure remembered you. Thank you, Jim, from me and all of the unspoken me's who know that their association with you made a profound difference in their lives. Thank you on behalf of each and every one of us, and congratulations on 25 years.
Jim, congratulations on the silver anniversary of Jim Doyle & Associates. I feel so blessed to have been representing you and your brand for the past 10 years. I've learned so much as a senior consultant, like to avoid the Baymont Hotel in Decatur, Illinois. Yes, the ceiling will collapse when there's too much water in it. And the proper way to steam your shirts and suits in the shower. I now know to shut the water off before I go to sleep. I've had the opportunity to see so many unique places in America, half of which I never knew existed. And now I know I'll get to live out Johnny Cash's song, I've Been Everywhere, when I get to go to Midland, Odessa next month. Mostly what I'm amazed about is the amount of people you have touched professionally and personally with your teachings and passion. When I walk into a Doyle Live station and hear the stories from Dan Jackson to Frankie Thomas to David Jernigan, hundreds of other individuals who you influenced in their lives and careers, stories like Jim's advice changed my career, Jim helped me when things weren't so good for me personally, Jim is a true friend and partner. It's truly amazing. I've always been proud to have been representing you across the country. Thanks for the fantastic opportunity to grow as a person and help so many others. And of course, there's only one nation that travels coast to coast. So from one founding member of Red Sox Nation to another, congratulations on the 25th anniversary of Jim Doyle and Associates.
Good morning from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I'm here at one of the great stories in the Jim Doyle history, Lynn's Auto in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. By the way, Brian says hello and congratulations. I'm Jim Birschbach. I spent over 30 years knowing Jim, going back a long time in our history, and spent 5 years with the Jim Doyle organization. Congratulations, Jim, and congratulations on all the success you shared with so many across the country.
In the 1990s, I was a general manager at WTVM Columbus, Georgia. It was the flagship station for the Aflac Insurance Company. Aflac, like the duck, Aflac. And at that station, I had a pretty good sales staff, but they really didn't have really good direction at the time. And a guy by the name of Jim Doyle walked in the door and he talked to me about a sales program, and I was very excited about it. Because at that time I had been burned out completely on the jingle gypsies, on the people selling coupon books and other print material. I just didn't want to go that route. But Jim made perfect sense because his system was designed to get a local advertiser to advertise not just short term, but long term. And if you did it right, multiple years. And I believed all of his principles. I knew he was right on the money. He was a very charming and personable guy, an excellent salesman in himself. So I hired Jim on the spot. And much to the consternation of my nervous Nellie boss, who was wondering, oh, why did you do that, and so forth. Jim came into town, he did the seminars, he did the calls with my account executives. He knocked it out of the park. One of his biggest sales was a grocery store that never spent a dime on the station in its entire history. Jim got a six-figure deal from that grocery store. And that really got my nervous Nellie boss to believe in Jim totally. And Jim did a fabulous job for us. And then, you know, we both moved on. And that particular station, WTVM, Aflac, went into Raycom, and Jim eventually got most of the Raycom stations as clients and became very successful off that. I went in a different direction, and here we are back together again with Gray, where once again we're using Jim's system, and I totally believe it. So Jim, you've done a great job for our industry over the years, teaching account executives how to sell the right way. I am forever thankful for you for training my folks, and I know there's hundreds of other broadcasters who are. So congratulations on your anniversary. It's well deserved. You've made your mark in our industry.
Congratulations on your 25th anniversary. Sandy and I are working on the 200th anniversary for the Farmer's Almanac right now. The 2017 will be our 200th anniversary. Our friendship goes back before the 25 years. When you were at Channel 6, when you were the sales manager, you and my father were great friends. We've been great friends. And in your early part of your business, you were working with us to help educate and inspire our sales force. You did a great job, and we wish you all the best on your 25th anniversary. Gene and I send our congratulations from Maine and look forward to many more anniversaries.
Jim, our relationship has meant many things to me. First, as a teacher, you taught this production guy what it takes to be a good sales leader. You're a visionary that's helped redefine sales cultures and leaders. As a consultant, you've been a partner and trusted advisor that's helped solve real-world challenges, not to mention recommending many of the best self-improvement books in my library. Most importantly, you're a friend with whom I can not only share pains and my own shortcomings, but you're also a reliable, enthusiastic cheerleader who understands victories when others always don't. What you've taught me and many, many others has helped build some of the most progressive, solid sales organizations in the country. And oh yeah, one other thing, Jim, I always wondered, why did you own a place in Arizona? And then I ran across this headline of another organization that's also celebrating its 25th anniversary in Arizona. Suddenly, a lot of things about you now make more sense. Happy anniversary, Jim.
Jim, I wanted to offer my personal congratulations on an amazing 25 years for you. It's quite an accomplishment. And I also want to say how grateful I am to be part of such a great team of winners. And I thank you for the opportunity. Jim, I think the thing that I'd like to just share with you is some thoughts around, what you've accomplished in the last 25 years. And I think I could sum it up as this, as you have personally and professionally have positively impacted so many lives. And thus, as they then in turn mentor people and coach and train people, they impact lives positively. And that chain goes on, all started from your teachings, your wisdom, and your personal belief and commitment to making people better. Jim, here's to another 25 years. Thank you so much.
It was late summer 2005, and out of the blue I get a call from my buddy Dave who says, "Remember that Jim Doyle guy?" I said, "The car guy? What about him?" He says, "He's got a job. He's looking for a guy that TV stations bring in to meet with their clients. They do this diagnosis thing, and then they go back a few weeks later with some ideas. I thought of you right away. It's right in your wheelhouse." I said, "Okay," he said, "and here's the best part. Jim says you only work half the year." "No, I'm interested." And that's how I got reconnected with Jim. And on Thanksgiving Eve, 2005, Jim officially welcomed me to the company. And it's the best thing that's ever happened to me professionally. Jim, your guidance, your mentorship has truly changed my life. Your generosity towards me and Darlene and the boys, it's been incredible. We can't thank you enough. And you've taught me so much. Beyond fewer glasses and sell the whole, you taught me to do the right thing on my side of the street. And you taught me what it means to be a giver. I've learned so many lessons from you in all areas of my life. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be part of the company that bears your name. So, every Thanksgiving Eve, I smile and thank my lucky stars that you brought me on board. And my sons have heard me say it 1,000 times. Forever, I'll be loyal to Doyle.
This 2003 newspaper, they described Jim as the internationally known business consultant, the keynote speaker at the Venice Awards Chamber of Commerce, and this was in 2003, 13 years ago. How many times have we mentioned 25 tonight? I was one of those folks that sat in the audience and watched Jim from afar. Gosh, I don't know how many times over the course of my career. And some of you have asked, or I often get asked, how did you end up here? How did you end up with Jim Doyle and Associates? And I would tell you that not unlike anybody else who was considering a job change when I was closing down a corporate role at a company where we were selling all stations, I reached out to Jim, wasn't close to him, didn't know him very well, extremely well. And I said to Jim, I'm talking to these other groups. I don't want to have to move around. I want to make sure this is the right move, my last and final move. Am I hearing the right things? And Jim immediately started sending lies by email to all of these C-suite folks and CEOs and folks that I didn't even know. And they were lies because he didn't understand my talent. He didn't know what I was capable of. I think at that point, nor did I. And it just didn't feel right. When folks were reaching out on Jim's word, it just didn't feel right. I didn't think that my next move was going to be another TV station or another corporate role on the TV side. It wasn't going to have the freedom, and I certainly wasn't going to have the opportunity to live my life with my family, which is one of the things that I really wanted to do as the kids were aging. So I got to tell you, coming down here, I didn't really need the business background. I thought I understood the business, although Jim has a different way of going about the business that I certainly understand and appreciate and emulate now. But the biggest thing that Jim has shown me or shared with me is being a better person. Quite honestly, how at this juncture in our life do we make this better for the folks that follow us? It's about the payback, the pay forward. Never looking for credit, just helping folks and good things begin to happen to you. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned, quite honestly. Probably the biggest hole that I had in my personality or my working relationships was just being a person, one who gives, one who carries a service, and one who certainly understands sincerely the plight of the day-to-day. And so you're sympathetic to the effort, but you're there consistently in trying to help folks be better, and at the same time you're trying to make it better for those folks who are going to follow you. And it's not about personal legacy, it's about, quite honestly, the world. Our kids, grandkids, How do we make it better for them as they're coming up just as we did, so they don't have to go through all the tough times that we may have experienced on our way up. So Jim, thank you for the vote of confidence. Thank you for being a friend, a mentor, a business partner, a boss. And thank you so much for everything that you've offered to me, and you continue on a daily basis to offer to everyone. And I would suspect on behalf of everyone in this room, please accept our sincerest congratulations for your vision and your direction for 25 years. It's an incredible accomplishment, and I and we are so thrilled to be a part of this company. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's been an incredible evening, a lot of emotions. Is there any more cake? Because when I'm down, I like to sugar up before I go to bed. What I think we could do, what we should do, we're going to have to squeeze in, touch up the mascara, guys, get the tears. Let's squeeze in and get a picture of everyone together so we can all document the night. Make sure that we've signed the bash at the beach before you leave. And the bad news is, well, the night ends, and tomorrow morning, 6:30, breakfast is served for the senior marketing consultants. We'll be running until 7:30 with breakfast, so I'm sure we'll see most of you at 7:24. We will go until noon sharp tomorrow. Spouses, friends, plus ones. You have vouchers for breakfast on your own tomorrow. Have I missed anything? Yeah, and thank you for that, Donna. Sometimes, look, this is my first clam bake. I get the credit for being the guy. That's not the case here. There are a lot of folks that made this opportunity for everybody and to enjoy each other, made this happen. So please, again, let's thank Matt for the video tears. Tom, who spent time with Matt to make sure the vision was there and add a little comedy. And God, I'm not going to be able to sleep with that naked body just right here. I'm so far away from wanting to hug you. Thanks to Sue again for being just so incredible, and thanks to everyone for what you do. So, how would you like us to line up for the big picture?